Hey everyone, and welcome to another Rev Tony Says Deep Dive. Now, this series is all about exploring these really powerful axioms from Reverend Tony's, well, more than 40 years of daily study with A Course in Miracles. And these insights, they're so fundamental, they're actually forming the basis of his doctoral thesis, which is all about this incredible idea that personal transformation, it isn't just a spiritual path. It's a science. It's actually a physics. So, let's dive in.
Let's use this as our opening mantra for today. It's such a profound first step, and it just perfectly sets the stage for the radical idea we're about to unpack. A complete shift in how you see, well, everything. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to start at the very beginning, the first lesson of A Course in Miracles. And look, this isn't just some nice thought for the day. It's a really powerful, systematic exercise designed to completely deconstruct our entire perception of reality.
So this is it. This is the core instruction. And let's just be honest, it's jarring, right? It can feel totally nonsensical, maybe even a little offensive at first. But trust me, this is the foundational exercise for a very, very important reason. It's the essential first move in wiping the slate clean of everything we think we know. The practice itself is super simple and very specific. The course just asks you to look slowly around wherever you are and apply this idea without judging it, without analyzing it. So you just look at a table and kind of gently think, this table does not mean anything. Now, as Rev Tony says, this is not an exercise in denial. You're not pretending the chair isn't physically there. The whole point is to practice withdrawing the personal meaning. You know, the history, the stories that you've plastered all over it. And then, this is where it gets really interesting. The practice extends to your own body. For the sake of the exercise, your hand is just another object in your field of vision. You treat it with the exact same neutrality as the chair or the table. This hand does not mean anything. And from there, the exercise tells us to look farther away, at a door, a sign, maybe a person across the street. And this demonstrates a really key principle. Things are not more or less meaningful because they're closer or because we think they're more important. For this practice, it's all the same. Okay, so if nothing we see inherently means anything, that brings up a huge question, doesn't it? Where does all the meaning, all the love, the fear, the joy, the anger, where does it actually come from? Let's take a look at how the Course answers this. So here's a really, really crucial distinction the Course makes. What we normally call seeing, the Course calls perception. And it says it's not a passive thing. It's not just information coming in. It's an active process of interpretation by the ego. That's the part of our mind that's built entirely on our past experiences and identifies with this physical world.
And this just nails it, doesn't it? Imagine the world is like a blank movie screen. All of our thoughts, our memories, our beliefs, that's the movie we're projecting onto it 24/7. Lesson 1 is basically the practice of turning off that projector, even just for a moment, so we can finally see the screen itself. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This whole idea of a projected world, it might sound like purely spiritual philosophy, right? But what's so fascinating is how it's starting to align with some of the most advanced, cutting-edge thinking in modern science. I mean, this is the essential question, isn't it? And it leads us right back to Rev Tony's whole doctoral thesis, that this transformation we're talking about, it isn't just wishful thinking. It is, in fact, a physics. It follows observable, repeatable laws. So check this out. This slide shows the old model of reality versus a revolutionary new one. The traditional materialist view, the one most of us were taught, says the Big Bang created matter, and over billions of years, that matter somehow created consciousness. But pioneering thinkers like biologist Dr. Robert Lanza, with his theory of biocentrism, flip that completely on its head. He suggests that life and consciousness are actually fundamental to the universe, that consciousness creates the very concept of matter. In this view, the universe is a construct of consciousness, not the other way around. Wild, right? And this brings us to such a crucial point, because if consciousness is primary, if it's the fundamental stuff of the universe, then training our consciousness isn't just some spiritual hobby. It becomes a scientific endeavor with repeatable, observable results. You see how this perspective completely reframes spiritual practice? It's not about blind faith at all. As it's described here, it's about being a dedicated student of the laws of mind, of consciousness itself. It's a science. So when we combine the practice from the Course with these incredible scientific insights, a really clear process starts to emerge. Step 1. You withdraw your projections with Lesson 1. Step 2, you recalibrate your instrument. And this is where Dr. Sean Higgins' research is so vital. He talks about the body not as who you are, but as this incredibly sophisticated communication device for higher frequencies. And then step 3, you observe the new data that starts to come through this recalibrated instrument. This is what the course calls vision, with a capital V, a true, direct perception, completely uncolored by the ego's past.
And this, right here, is why this matters so much. If we see the body as just this fleshy machine that's eventually going to break down, well, that's one kind of experience. But what if we start to understand it as a highly sensitive receiver, an instrument for communicating with our true, non-physical nature? The entire experiment of life just completely changes. You know, this whole deep dive, it isn't just about presenting interesting theories. The entire point of all this work is application. It's about you taking these ideas from the conceptual, from your head, into your actual lived experience. So, what's the big takeaway from all this?
So here we are, right back where we started. But hopefully, now, this mantra doesn't sound like some dark nihilistic statement. Hopefully, it sounds like an invitation. It's that essential first step of clearing the canvas so that something truly new, something real, can finally be seen.
We would absolutely love for you to continue this scientific exploration with us. So please subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. And as we always love to say, keep your radio dials tuned to thecourse.ai.
For a whole universe of resources, we're talking more deep dives just like this one, trainings, and live online gatherings with Rev Tony. Please come visit us. You can join our amazing, dynamic course community at thecourse.ai.
And we'll leave you with this final thought from Rev Tony. You know, this exploration is infinite for a reason. It's because every single one of us is a unique and essential perspective through which the truth expresses itself. Thank you so much for joining us.